Hey everyone, welcome to the Legend of Zelda video walkthrough. Today we will be taking on the 6th dungeon, the Dragon, possibly the hardest dungeon in the game, so get prepared. Besides the final dungeon, of course. We're going to head straight to the dungeon, so head right to, and now with our power bracelet we can push the block for the passage, then head through the middle passage. Once there you can head down, left, and up, and we're at the dungeon. We've actually been around this area before when we got their white sword. So, couple things to keep in mind. When you go down from the potion, or from the warp, you can get to the potion shop for this dungeon, and I highly recommend, if you don't have a red potion, to buy one. It's a very difficult dungeon, and it's arguably the hardest dungeon apart from the final dungeon, of course. So be prepared for that. And there's not much else to do in the overworld for the rest of the game because we have all of the heart containers, all the upgrades. Really, there's not much of a reason for us to do much else in the overworld except for get to the dungeon. So once you're in the dungeon, you'll be in the entrance room. Just head right from there, and we're going to meet a new enemy, some Wizrobes. Make sure you pull out your candle and use it in this room. But these Wizrobes will appear in random places and shoot beams at you, which your magic shield will block, fortunately. However, they're kind of annoying, and you gotta watch out for them. There's a palette swap of them later we'll find, the blue Wizrobes. And they're a little bit trickier to deal with. So once you kill them all, grab the key and head left, and then head left again. And in this next room, you don't need to kill the Wizrobes that are in it, so just head up. In here you can kill all the Zols, a nice easy room, and grab the compass. And then once you're done with that, head up. In this room, kill all the keys while avoiding the fireballs, and then head up. Make sure you grab the key as well. In this room, just go straight up. In here there's a bunch of enemies, like I mentioned before, the blue Wizrobes, there's a bubble. Blue Wizrobes will walk around and shoot beams, and they take many hits to defeat. They are very annoying enemies, and part of the reason why this dungeon is so difficult. The bubbles just make things worse because obviously you can't use your sword if they touch you. Also, there are like-likes in this room. You do not want to lose your magic shield in this room. This room is very difficult. But once you have defeated all the enemies, you can push the left block and head up. In this next room, you just want to head up, avoid all the enemies. There'll be some more Wizrobes in here. Up here, we're going to find the mini-boss of the dungeon, Gleeok, this time with 3 heads, so he's a little bit harder than last time. Just take the safe route, and now with your magical sword, it shouldn't be much of a problem. He's not that bad of a boss as long as you are cautious around him. Then you want to head right. In this room, kill all the enemies, the Zols and the like-likes, and then get the map and head up. And here you see I got caught by the like-like, but luckily I killed it fast enough so it didn't take my shield. In here you want to kill the Wizrobes and then push the left block, and it will reveal a secret passage. So do so. The Wizrobes here, the best way to take them out is probably with your sword. The boomerang doesn't do anything to them. You can use bombs too if you can time them right, but it's much easier just to use your sword. Anyways, once down here we can get the dungeon item, the magic wand. This magic wand is basically the bow. It shoots projectiles out just like the Wizrobe's projectiles that do damage the same as your ordinary bow, but it doesn't cost a rupee, so it's a pretty nice item to have. Anyways, head down, and then if you do not have a key, head right. Grab the key and then head back left while avoiding the enemies. If you already have a key, you don't need to go on this path. If you've been following the guide, you should have a key, but just in case, head to the right and then left after you grab the key, and then head down. But if you already had a key, you can just head down. In this next room, you're just going to want to go down again while avoiding the enemies. After you grab the key, of course. And in this room there are some fires, so use your candle and then kill all the fires right away. With your magical sword now, these fires will not split in two, so I recommend using that and not the boomerang to kill them. After you've killed the fires, you can head right. In this next room, you're going to want to kill all of the enemies, push the block, and then go down the staircase. Another tough room with a bubble and 3 like-likes and some Wizrobes that, yeah, it's these rooms with the like-likes and the bubbles and the Wizrobes that make the dungeon so difficult. And for some reason when I was recording, the bubble did not like me and it followed me throughout this room. But as you can see, I had to use a potion. This is one of the most difficult rooms that I've encountered so far in the game, so be aware of that when you enter the dungeon, and be ready for some make sure you've got your patience hat on today, or when you take on the dungeon. Anyways, once you've revealed the staircase, head down it and then just go to the next room. Pretty easy, self-explanatory room. You can kill the keys if you think you can find some hearts from them. In this next room, you're just going to head down. Don't worry about the enemies if you don't want to. In here, use your candle and then kill the fires, grab the key, and head left. As you can see in the video, it might be useful because of the bubbles to use a projectile from the other side of the water if the bubbles are giving you trouble. In this next room, you can just avoid the enemies and head up. And we get to the dungeon boss, Goma. Goma's a very easy boss. Just wait till she opens her eye and then shoot an arrow at her. One arrow will kill her. So, very simple boss. Nothing to worry about with this one. In fact, I think the mini-boss Kaliako is probably harder than she is. So, anyways, once you do that, you can grab the heart container, then head up and grab the Triforce piece. And this is the end of Chapter 7. Meet me next time for Chapter 8, where we take on Level 7. See you then.